Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today I'm going to be going over my final team selection for game week 1. Pretty sure I'm going to be locking this team in for Friday's deadline. So let me know your thoughts on it. Leave a like if you're excited for the video. Comment your game week 1 team down below. Subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into it. So, starting things off, my goalkeeper has been changing more than the weather recently, but I think I'm going to go with Edison, one of the more expensive keepers, but let me explain why. There are obviously really nice options that are cheaper, like Raya for 4.5, Ramsdale for 5 mil, and of course Edison 5.5. I don't really want to be spending that much on a goalkeeper, but the fact is, he is, if you think about it like this, he is one of the cheapest nailed City defenders for that back line. Like, I know that Kyle Walker is only 5 mil, but again, there is still time for them to sign a fullback, and I don't know, I just feel like he could still technically be rotated as well, because Pep did say that Ake could play on the left and everything like that. So even though he is only 5 mil and he would be a really cheap way into that City back line and would play most games, because obviously they got rid of Zinchenko now, so Cancelo would have to play on the left, and then that gives a right back spot as well. But again, because Ake can play left back, Cancelo could go right. There is that kind of situation going on. But either way, I just thought it was one of the cheapest ways into that City defense, and the City fixtures are just so good. I quite like the idea of doubling up on them. City defense are, of course, really expensive, but I think this is one of the cheapest ways to get into it for a nailed player. Like, Edison is going to play every single game, and I know that he's not going to get save points and stuff like that, but he should just be able to be a player that just ticks along, gets me 6 points most games, with City's clean sheet potential. So yeah, quite happy with it. And again, I don't really know where I'd spend my other bits of money, to be fair, because obviously I'll go over the rest of my team in a minute, but I'm quite happy going with Edison for my goalkeeper, just as a cheap way into that City defense. And again, a nailed player that is not going to be rotated or anything like that, so I don't even have to worry about him. The back line consists of Trent, James, Cancelo, and Trippier. Trippier is the one that I'm not 100% settled with. The back line has been changing so much. Like, I obviously had Robertson in my draft a few days ago, but yeah, I've gone back to Trippier as well. They've got some okay fixtures. They do have City and Liverpool in like the first 5 or 6 game weeks, which isn't great. But they are kind of sandwiched between games. Like, obviously they've got Forest at home. They've also got, I think they've got like Brighton as well, or something like that. Yeah, they've got Brighton game week 2. They've got Wolves game week 4. Crystal Palace game week 6. It's just that City and Liverpool game in game week 3 and 5. But I guess they could rotate him out with somebody else, like Nico Williams. I don't know what his game week 3 and 5 is looking like. I mean, City's not great, but obviously I can play him for game week 3 against Everton. But yeah, Trippier just on set pieces, free kicks, etc. I could easily change him to a different 5 mil defender, or downgrade him to Dallo for an extra 0.5 mil and place that somewhere in my team. But yeah, Trippier I think is one of the better 5 mil options. The only thing that I'm a little bit worried about this lineup is that I don't have any Arsenal defense, and that's something that I think I might change. Like, I could go from Trippier to Tomiyasu and also get an extra 0.5, because I think that Arsenal have just started so well in preseason, and you know, we've seen their results. You know, 6-0 here, 4-0 here. They've just been really good at the back, which is why a lot of people are jumping on Ramsdale as well. But yeah, I think I really want double City defense. So if I can somehow work Arsenal defense into this back line as well, then yeah, I think I'd be pretty settled. But yeah, Trippier at the moment, but could easily change. Would like an Arsenal player in there, but we'll have to see what happens. But either way, I think I'm kind of settled on those 4 players, and yeah, Trippier is the only one that could change. So that's the defense and the goalkeeper. Again, there are good options as well, like Ramsdale, who's cheaper. Raya is a whole mil cheaper. I just don't know where I'd spend that extra money elsewhere on my team, because this is my midfield here. Very template. Salah, Martinelli, Diaz, Neto. I think Jota is injured, which is why I'm kind of focused on getting Diaz in my team, because who else is going to play there? You know, like, I know they've just brought in obviously a striker and stuff like that, but you know, he's going to play through the middle, so that's going to be like Firmino that's going to get rotated. I know that Jota can play on the left, but apparently he is injured now. So yeah, Diaz I think is just going to be nailed for at least the first few weeks, which is obviously good, because I think I might wildcard early as well. Because we do get obviously the free one going into the World Cup. Well, I say a free wildcard, you get unlimited transfers. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that. So I'll probably drop an early wildcard, and then see what kind of happens with that. But that's my midfield at the moment. So Martinelli, I think it's his place to lose, really. Just simply because, you know, he started a lot of the preseason games. I think he's kind of taken that spot from Smith Rowe. Obviously has the really good link up with like Jesus and stuff like that. isn't on penalties, but he's cheaper than Saka by 2 mil. I know that Saka is still on penalties. Saka did take a penalty whilst Jesus was on the pitch, which was a bit unfortunate. I was really hoping that Jesus would be taking penalties, but looks like Saka is still going to be taking the spot kicks. But either way, Martinelli is just a really cheap option for that Arsenal attack. And again, I think he might get rotated a little bit, but not to the extent where I don't think it's going to be worth holding him. I think he's going to be a really good value player this season. I mean, the other 6 mil options, you know, you got like the likes of Lingard and stuff. I mean, I want to see how Lingard performs for Forest before I even think about bringing him in. But he is obviously only 6 mil, so he could be a player that I take a look at. But it's not like my bench can't rotate in. If like Martinelli does miss a game or something, you know, I've got like Pereira and Nico Williams that, you know, are going to play every single game. So my bench, I mean, is very, very template, but it's also strong because, you know, I've got players that are going to play even though they're only like 4.5 mil. That's the whole thing about fantasy. You need to try and find like players that are really cheap that are going to play. So even if one of your big players doesn't play on your starting 11, you got somebody coming in off the bench. But yeah, Salah obviously captain. There's no way I'm not captaining Salah. First game week, Fulham away is going to be a really nice fixture. But yeah, I feel like Diaz, you know, because of the injury to Jota and stuff, I think is going to be a really good option. We've got Neto as well. Again, I spoke about this in every video. Probably the best 5.5 mil option. Jimenez being injured, could play as a false 9. Best Wolves attacker. Like I say, so cheap as well. And, you know, Wolves have got some okay fixtures as well going into the season. They're not bad at all. Like, they've got Leeds and Fulham. Tottenham's going to be a tough one. But then they've got Newcastle, Bournemouth, and Southampton. Liverpool and City, I mean, I'll be wildcarding by then anyway. So I'll probably, I don't know, I could wildcard game week 5 or something, game week 6. Before all this happens, but either way, yeah, that's my midfield right now. Super template. I know it is. It's very boring, very template. Everyone has got Martinelli, Diaz, Salah, and Neto, but there are the likes of still like Grealish and stuff like that, which I am still like umming and ahhing about. Like, I could get rid of Edison and downgrade him to a Raya and then upgrade like Martinelli to a Grealish. And that would obviously fit nicely as well. It'd give me a City attacker. It's just that rotation scare. Like, I'm a little bit worried about Grealish's minutes. I think he's going to get more minutes now because obviously Sterling's gone, Jesus is gone, and, you know, Foden can play kind of anywhere in that midfield. You know, he can play cam, he can play right, he can play left. So yeah, I think Grealish will get a lot of minutes this season. And we're used to like Pep's kind of, you know, the first season of the Pep, they don't really get too many minutes, and then second season they're kind of quite explosive. So that could happen for Grealish, and he could be a really good option this season. Like, everyone could be bringing him in for like 7 mil. So I'm not completely like closing the door on bringing Jack Grealish in, but for the moment, Salah, Martinelli, Diaz, and Neto are my midfield. Up front, I've gone back to Kane, and obviously Jesus is just on everybody's draft. You know, last time I made a video, he was on 70%. He's now gone to 72.5%, so another 2.5%. 72.5% of teams is like, that is ridiculous. So there's currently 5,500,000 players, and he's in nearly 3/4 of that amount of, like, that is absolutely like bonkers for a player. Like, that is insane. But yeah, I've gone back to Kane as well. You know, Haaland, he did look okay against Liverpool. Like I said, he had XG of 1.5. Did miss a couple of sitters, which is obviously fair play. But, you know, people were making comments saying that, you know, he was making a lot of runs and being caught offside quite a bit that he would have made in the Bundesliga. So, again, he could be caught offside quite a bit. You know, I think it just is a little bit too risky. You know, he's not Premier League proven, and I know his goals record to games record is just outstanding, and he's one of the best finishers in the world. It's just Kane is proven. You know, they do have a better fixture game week 1. Like, the worst case scenario is, you know, I could go Kane game week 1 and then make an early transfer to Haaland game week 2 for that Bournemouth game, because, you know, I don't know, against Chelsea game week 2 isn't great, but at the same time, Chelsea have been terrible, like, defensively. They conceded 4 against Arsenal not too long ago. So I definitely think it's I think people are estimating Spurs. I think they're going to be really, really good this season. I think the top 4 is going to be a really difficult race. But yeah, just because of the proven, and he's got like, what, 5 goals preseason as well, few assists. Like, he's on fire. You know, I think he's going to be fine. And again, if I have to transfer Haaland in for game week 2, fair play. But, you know, if Haaland blanks like game week 1 and Kane gets like, I don't know, a couple of goals or a brace again, because Southampton is, you know, they should be an easy win for Spurs there. I'll be okay about it. So that's my current starting 11. My bench is Ward. In, like, I think I saw something that Schmeichel has agreed a deal with a club, and so I think he will be on the way out. So I think Ward is a really good player to have in your team because he will be Leicester's first choice keeper. And I mean, it's not going to be a player that I play too often because I've obviously got Edison and he's going to be playing most games. Yeah, I think if you do have a 4.5 mil keeper, definitely bring in Ward anyway. He's 4 mil. You know, he should be Leicester's first choice now. And even if he's not, is your 4 mil keeper anyway. It doesn't hurt to bring him in at all. And then, yeah, Nico Williams, Pereira. I brought in Archer as well. Villa fans think they might get a few minutes here and there, so I've just brought him in just because, you know, if Greenwood does play loads, then fair play. But yeah, I've just brought Archer in just in case. I mean, he's always going to be third on my bench. Like, Nico Williams and Pereira are always going to be the first 2. But either way, it'll be nice to have a player if he does come on and get a few minutes here and there just for an extra point or 2. But yeah, that is my starting 11. I'm quite happy with it. It's just the Trippier that I think I will be changing. But it's just for who, really. It could downgrade to a 4.5 player to get in like Arsenal defense or United defense. But yeah, I've got like no United players now, which is kind of crazy because I think I had like 2 in or 3 in at one point, so it is just all over the place. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But I feel like this is going to be the team that I'm going into game week 1 with. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Leave a comment. What is your game week 1 team looking like? What do you think about mine? Rate it out of 10 if you'd like. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. There'll probably be one more video tomorrow, and then we'll do the stream on Friday. And then, yeah, it's go time. So hopefully we can all have a fantastic game week 1. Either way, though, guys, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.